Steve, thanks for joining us. Nearly a week until the playoff final. How excited are you for this upcoming triple header?
Yeah, obviously since the games last month, it's been something to look forward to. So, big moment for the country and hopefully a nice positive camp again.
We're going into these games on good form, of course. How do you reflect on the last international window?
3 difficult games, 3 games that we managed to come out with positive results, which is what we wanted to do. It sets up lovely for the November camp, 3 difficult away games. Last month was good. The team played well, no matter what the selection was. The boys went on the pitch, they did the job, and they put us in a good position.
And you've gone with a slightly larger squad with 27 players. What was the thinking behind that decision?
Well, I think if you look at the disruptions that we suffered last month with injuries and obviously the COVID incident in camp, shows you that anything can happen at any time, so you have to be prepared for that. It was a little bit easier to deal with last time because we were 3 home games. Now we're going on a road trip, so when we leave for Serbia we don't come back, so we go from Serbia to Slovakia and then out to Israel. So it just made sense to have a bigger squad.
You spoke about that, having 3 away games in a row. How will that change the dynamic of this camp, and how do you think the squad will react to that? It's a different challenge for them.
Yeah, it's different, but they're all professional footballers. They know what it's like travelling. Probably a little bit longer than normal, away from home, away from your comforts. But listen, there's big rewards to be had at the end of it, so I'm sure they'll all be focused and ready to do their best for their country.
Looking at the squad that you've named today, Lee Griffiths included in it. He's obviously no stranger for delivering for Scotland in the big moments. Just how excited are you to have him included in your squad for the first time?
No, I think Lee's qualities speak for themselves. The goal he scored against Aberdeen recently in the league showed what he's got. He can give us something. He can add something to the squad, that's for sure. And it's the same with Craig Gordon and Grant Hanley. Experienced players, know their jobs, and pleased to have them involved for the first time.
You mentioned Grant Hanley, who's been recalled for the first time in a few years. What was the thinking behind that decision?
No, Grant's a player that I've always had in my mind. I think up here in Scotland people tend to forget about him. They only see him when he plays international matches. When you're based in England, you see Grant playing for his club. He's had a difficult time with injuries over the last couple of years, but he's always one that I've had an eye on. And like I said, it'll be good to have him in camp and have a look at him up close. And
Craig Gordon also back in the fold. What have you made of his recent performances for Hearts?
Again, Craig's a goalkeeper that I've always liked. I've always thought he's a top-class goalkeeper. I thought he made a really brave decision when he chose to leave Celtic and go out there and play, gone back to Hearts, the club where he started off. So no surprise to me that Craig's playing at the level he's at, and he deserves to be included in the squad.
And Andrew Considine was a late call up to your squad last time, played 2 games and impressed in both. You've recalled him this time. You must be looking forward to see him in a Scotland jersey again.
It's an easy one. Andy played 2 games, like you said, last month. Was terrific in both games and fully deserves his place in the squad.
And the team obviously showed great nerve in the game against Israel in the penalty shootout. That must give you confidence that they can deliver in those pressure moments that will undoubtedly come in the playoff final and the 2 Nations League games. Yeah, I think so. I think over the 3 games last month, the team, no matter which players are selected, showed that they were in a good place mentally. The two 1-0 games against Slovakia and Czech Republic are games as well where you have to be concentrated for the full 97, 98 minutes, however long they lasted. And it was the same in the penalty shootout. We'd done a little bit of work towards the penalties. You can never replicate the pressure that you're going to feel in a shootout situation. And the lads, like you say, they held their nerve. They showed good mental strength, and it was nice to win a penalty shootout. Yeah. More than 20 years since we were last at a major championship. What would it mean for you to be the manager to take us back to our Euros?
It's not. Listen, it's not about me. It's about getting the country back to a major finals. Everyone, hopefully we can do it, and then everyone who's involved in it can get a little bit of credit, but the majority of the credit will go to the players as always, because they're the guys that have to do it on the pitch.
And Serbia is obviously, of course, the main focus, with it being the first game, but the Nations League games follow that, and they've got their own level of importance as well, don't they?
No, very, very important games. I think the fact that we've given ourselves a chance to win the group and qualify for the A section would be massive, in terms of possibly another backup route into the next World Cup, which would be a big thing. But it would also improve the standing of the team in the FIFA rankings, and I think that's very important that we do that. The higher we get up, we want to get to pot 2 if we can, looks a little bit difficult this time, but we'll give it our best shot, and if we can finish well in the Nations League, then that would be really good for us. So hopefully a good double.